Mo here for Mo's Motorcycle Journey. Well, as you can see with the smoke coming out of my mouth, it's a little chilly back here. We are here to figure out what's going on with the blue GOLDWING 1500. Give you a little bit of insight with this. I bought the bike. The guy told me he rebuilt the carburetors. Long story short, it seemed like it just wasn't right. So I went ahead and I bought a synchronizing kit, and I hooked it up to this thing, and I could not get the right side of the carb to sync because it's telling me that there's a vacuum leak somewhere. So what we are going to do is we are going to see if we can take this thing apart to get to the carbs, which is going to be easy. We all know that. Not easy, but you know what I mean, compared to tearing a bike apart. I do have a whole new carb. Well, it's not new, it's used, but like I said, I have this parts bike here, so that's going to, which I took the fairing off for Pearl and the head bearing and all that stuff. But anyways, that's going to be my backup carb if there's a problem with this. So if there's a problem with this carb, that's my backup contingency plan. I can just take the carb from that bike, throw it into this bike. However, that being said, I already did start to take it apart because I was synchronizing the carbs, but that didn't work. So now we're going to take it back apart and see what we can find out with it. So start the intro. Okay, got the seat off, got the radio bezel off. That wasn't really that hard to unplug. And just let me say, guys, there is quite a few videos online about how to get to the carburetor on a 1500. So I wasn't gonna do every little shot. You guys know that. If you don't know how to get there, there's definitely a lot of videos. Just type it in 1500 GOLDWING carburetor removal, and it'll show you exactly step by step. But so right now what we're going to do is we're going to take off these side panels so we can get to everything. I mean, I can get to it now, but it's just better to get the side panels off. So here we go. Okay, so removing this bolt right there, it's a special bolt because it covers the cover actually clips to it, but a lot of people say that you need a special tool to remove that. What I used, let's see if we can see this here, it looks like I gotta get my glasses, hang on, can't believe that. Anyways, 10 millimeter deep wall socket. It's not a special tool, you just need a deep wall that will go and stick in far enough. If you go across the video, run across the video, and it says you gotta go and buy the special, don't, just 10 millimeter deep wall socket, that's all you need. Okay, we got down to the air filter. It's the first time I had this one off. Now, this guy didn't run this bike very long after he rebuilt the carbs. I guess that doesn't look that bad. So maybe he did put a new one in. Everything looks okay there. I don't know if those... So... both of them move pretty good. Squirted gas. Both sides. They both moved. moving good. Gas went down on both sides, so I don't quite know what's going on with this thing yet. I guess maybe we should dig down a little further. Not gonna hurt nothing. All right, I am gonna have to take the rest of these sides off, but let me get my flashlight. Okay, I got down here. I have not seen anything that jumps out at me. Most of the vacuum lines are all hooked up. And everything with the carb seems to be working like it should. So that being said, I haven't quite figured out what could be creating a problem here, a vacuum leak. So it's gonna be in one of these damn lines, probably somewhere. So we'll have to keep digging. Like I said, if I can't figure it out, then I'm just gonna pull the other carb off that other bike, stick it on this one, and see what it does. But I'll keep going. Okay, well, we got her running. I won't tell you, running out of gas, but still not running right. Got a little bit of backfire in the exhaust. However, when I pulled off this side panel, let me get my light back on this, and my hands are getting cold. When I pulled off this side panel, this hole's right here. This one is not even hooked up. So I haven't quite figured out what that's to yet. But she's running a lot better than what she was. So now we just got to get the, I'm going to have to get some gas and then I'm going to run out. But we'll get some gas and we'll warm it up. Set the idle. Maybe it'll be okay. Maybe run some gas treatment through it. But I mean, that's running without the carb hooked up or the air breather on it hooked up. Still got a little bit of backfire there, but we'll figure that out. It's running a little rich or a little lean. I did pull my screw back out because there's an adjustment on this one side, so I did back that screw out. Actually, I screwed it all the way in and backed it out a turn and a half, because that's what it says in the book. So we'll see. We'll see. I just got to get it some gas, and then we'll go from there. I don't know. Maybe once I hook everything back up, she'll level out and be okay. I mean, it's running better than what it was before. Sorry about the finger. So I'm gonna have to think it was that hose right there. That's what was creating the problem, and that's right on a vacuum line. So I mean, I could pull it back off and see, but I don't want to go through all that. So we just need to get her some more gas. I'm gonna stick that back on and see how she sounds. She's actually running really good. That's the best I've heard this bike run. And that's without the air breather. So, but yeah, guys, we're gonna stick this back on. I'm gonna get it some gas, put some seafoam through the tank, see if that helps it out a little bit. But I'm thinking we might have it. I'm thinking we might have figured it out, and it was a vacuum leak, and it was on this side. So we'll strangest thing about this is a lot of people, I figured out what was wrong with this bike, and I cannot believe it. A lot of people don't realize when if they tear a carburetor apart on one of these GOLDWINGs, you know, and this is kind of for any cycle, but these GOLDWINGs got all these damn vacuum lines in here, you know. So if you're tearing this apart, like I said, I found this line here, this line disconnected. So I reconnected that, but I also noticed that I don't know if you can hear that noise. I've heard that ever since I bought this bike, and I thought I had a bad timing belt or a bad water pump bearing. But come to find out, the air breather that goes over the top has this little hose that comes up. This hose was not connected because, as you can tell, it's backfiring just a little bit. Watch when I cover up this hose. Let's see if we can get some light in here so you can see this. Watch when I cover up this hose. Backfiring goes away. Uncover it. Noise is back. And it's going to start backfiring. There it goes. So, I'm telling you guys, I just figured out what was wrong with this bike. So, I'm going to need to make sure that gets hooked back up when I put this back together, because that was not hooked up at all. It's kind of disappointing because I heard that noise and I didn't know what it was. But now I know, because it shouldn't be making that noise inside the box. You shouldn't hear it at all. So the idle just needs to come up some. The carb was synced pretty good and synced enough. But yeah, I'm turn that idle up just a little bit more. I mean, look at that. That is, she is purring good. I cannot believe that. That is just shocking. So, if you hear that, you can hear that. I know you can hear it on this video. If you hear that noise when you are running your motorcycle, guarantee you this hose is not hooked up and can create quite some issues for you, which it was for this bike. And now that I got it figured out, I'll make sure of course it was unhooked down here too, but that one right there. But now that I have this figured out, I'm gonna start putting her back together. I think we're in good shape. So yeah, guys, again, I'll do a second video if this doesn't solve the issue, but I guarantee you it's gonna solve the issue. So, but yeah, thanks for subscribing, thanks for following. I figured out what was going on with this one. And and a lot of people don't understand. You got to be very careful making sure you hook all this stuff back up on these cycles, because this one little problem was creating quite some issues for this bike, and I could not believe it. So, but yeah, thanks for following. I figured out what was wrong with this one, and we're gonna move on. And heck, I guess maybe we'll put this thing up for sale now that we can. I mean, there ain't nothing wrong with the carb. So yeah, again guys, thanks for following. Please subscribe if you haven't, and have a good day. Take care.